All right, so you've given us a whole bunch of stuff on ClearTalk AI, and
Yeah.
it looks like someone's really interested in how these guys are trying to
Hmm.
kind of revolutionize the whole call center world.
Yeah. It's
We've got notes from calls with potential clients and some background on the founders.
and their sales process, right?
Yeah, this is,
Shaping up to be a very interesting deep dive.
yeah, a behind-the-scenes look at how they're actually pitching this and
Right.
what their concerns are, how they're addressing concerns.
Let's start with the beginning.
Yeah.
The genesis of ClearTalk AI.
Mm-hmm.
Don Crawford, one of the co-founders,
Mm-hmm.
he's running this massive solar company, huge call center.
And he's not having a good time with it.
And it sounds like he's having a really bad time,
Big time.
like constant employee turnover.
Yeah. Inefficiencies galore.
Yeah, just a
The
mess.
kind of situation that makes you want to tear your hair out.
Makes you wonder if that's the origin story for a lot of these companies.
Yeah. It's like this frustration.
I think so.
There has to be a better way.
Right. Like Uber, Airbnb, all
Yeah.
these companies that came about because someone was like,
Yeah.
this is terrible. I can do it better.
Yeah.
So you got this call center headache.
Yeah.
And voice AI comes along as a possibility.
Okay.
And he jumps all in,
He's trying to completely replace his call center with AI.
which is a pretty bold move at that time, but
Yeah.
he wasn't happy with the solutions out there.
Yeah.
He wanted more control, more flexibility.
So he built his own.
He builds his own.
That's ClearTalk AI is born.
There you go.
But it seems like their mission has kind of evolved. It's not just about replacing humans. It's about
Right.
empowering businesses.
It was an internal tool at first
Right.
to solve his own problems.
Right.
But then they realize, hey, this could really help out other businesses,
Yeah.
especially the smaller guys that can't afford to build their own AI.
And they're playing that angle really hard.
Big time.
Like, this is leveling the playing field.
It's a great message.
Give the little guy the same tools as the big guy.
Works every time.
Okay, so
And it resonates. You can tell in these calls it resonates.
let's get into the actual,
Let's dive in.
what's making this thing tick.
Yeah, nuts and bolts.
What are the features they're touting?
Mm-hmm.
So they talk about advanced prompt engineering.
They do.
They claim this makes their AI sound more natural and gives it
More flexibility.
more flexibility than competitors.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest.
Fine.
Not totally sure what that means.
So think about it like this. You're trying to teach a dog a new trick.
Okay.
You don't just shout random commands. You use specific words, gestures.
Right.
Break it down into little steps.
Okay.
Prompt engineering is kind of like that for AI. You're crafting the language that's going to guide the AI's response.
So good prompt would be like a very specific instruction,
Clear, concise.
clear and concise,
Yeah.
leads to the desired outcome.
Yes.
Bad prompt is more like,
Vague, confusing. AI is lost. And ClearTalk's claiming they've got this nailed.
got it.
They even point out you can spot companies using bad AI by their clunky prompts.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a dig at the competition.
Yeah.
But it also shows that it matters, what's happening behind the scenes there.
So then there's this thing called live calendar integration.
Yeah.
Help me with this one.
Okay.
Because
Well, imagine.
especially for businesses that rely heavily on
Appointments, yeah.
booking appointments, this sounds like a game changer.
You're on a call center. You're trying to schedule something.
Right.
Traditionally, you might pull up the client's calendar at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Talk, talk, talk. By the time you get to actually booking,
Yeah.
someone else has already taken that spot.
Double booking nightmare.
Total nightmare.
Yeah.
So ClearTalk integrates with the client's calendar live
Oh, wow.
during the call.
Okay.
So as you're going through things,
All right.
it's
Yeah.
checking in real time.
That's pretty slick.
No more double bookings.
They're really leaning into that hard.
Mm.
Like they've anticipated every
Every pain point.
pain point of a traditional call center
And they've built a solution right in.
and baked it into the system. Okay.
So that leads into another one of their big things, scalability.
Right.
So you don't have to hire a bunch of people.
You don't have to hire people.
Train them. Onboard them.
Yeah.
It just instantly scales up.
The AI works 24/7, never takes a break, can handle
Right. An army of super efficient call center agents.
a bajillion calls at the same time.
And that leads into their next thing, which is speed to lead domination.
Right.
They claim that they can contact leads.
Within seconds.
Yeah. Which leads to way higher conversion rates.
Because by the time a human even picks up the phone,
The lead is cold.
the lead is ice cold.
Gone.
They even have this case study.
They do.
I think it was a 100%
Something crazy like that.
increase. Just because the AI is contacting leads so quickly.
The speed is everything.
Okay, so
They are relying on third-party large language models, though.
yeah, they are.
And they do address the data privacy concerns,
Yeah,
but not in detail.
right. They're assuring people they're committed to data privacy
Sure.
and security.
Of course.
You know, one thing I found really interesting about all this is their stance on
Okay.
AI transparency.
Uh-huh.
Like, they actually advocate for being upfront with customers about the fact that they're talking to an AI.
Right. Most companies were like, oh, no, make it sound as human as possible.
Make it sound
And ClearTalk is going the other way.
as human-like as possible.
Yeah, they're like, we are AI, deal with it.
And it raises a really
Bold move.
interesting question.
Yeah.
How do consumers respond to that?
Yeah, some people might like the efficiency, the accuracy.
Yeah.
Never get put on hold.
Sure.
But some people want that human touch.
Right.
They want the warmth. They want the empathy.
Do you build trust
It's a complicated issue.
by saying, hey, this is a bot?
Definitely something businesses need to think about
Right.
carefully as they go forward with this.
Especially if you've got an older customer base
Right.
that's not as familiar or comfortable
Totally.
with AI.
One of the potential clients even mentions this
Okay.
directly. They're worried about it.
So it's on people's minds.
On their minds, yeah.
Let's talk about
Okay.
money.
The financial side.
Yeah, the financial side of things.
That's it.
ClearTalk's making a pretty strong case for cost savings
Okay.
and a high potential ROI,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're saying AI's way more cost effective than
Way more.
a traditional call center.
I'll show
And
you.
they've got all these different pricing models.
They got it all. Pay-per-minute, subscriptions, even lifetime packages.
They're really trying to hit every
possible angle.
Yeah.
Make it accessible to everyone.
But here's the really interesting thing. They're also encouraging agencies to resell their technology and set their own margins.
They're building a network
So they're not just selling to businesses, they're building
of partners.
like a network of partners.
Smart move, expands their reach,
It's pretty clever.
tap into new markets.
But back to the actual benefits.
Yeah, what are businesses getting out of this?
To businesses, they're claiming some pretty impressive results.
Oh, yeah. Big numbers being thrown around.
Like huge increases in conversion rates, more efficient appointment setting,
Happier customers, you name it.
happier customers.
We're trying to really back it up with evidence.
They got all these case studies where businesses have
They got all these case studies where businesses have seen.
And you can tell in these calls the clients are getting excited about it.
But they're not just like
That's
throwing numbers around.
right.
Don also tells these personal stories about how ClearTalk has helped specific businesses.
He does.
There's this one about this coaching business. Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
They were struggling.
They were drowning in leads. They couldn't keep up.
Would keep up with all the leads they were getting, and then boom.
Conversion rates through the roof.
Yeah, it was like a lifeline.
It's like ClearTalk saved the day.
Yeah, and it really
It's a good story.
humanizes this whole thing.
It's not just ones and zeros. It's about helping people achieve their dream.
Okay, but here's where it gets,
Okay.
I think, kind of serious.
Right.
They're not shying away from the ethical stuff
No, they're not.
around AI.
Yeah, they're addressing it head on.
One of the calls even goes into detail about regulations around cold calling and
Oh, yeah, that got pretty in the weeds.
TCPA compliance.
Mm-hmm.
So they're aware of these issues,
They are.
and they want to make sure
It's not just about profits.
this technology
They're thinking bigger picture.
is being used responsibly.
Yeah, but it raises a big question.
And it raises a much bigger question.
As AI gets more powerful, how do we make sure it's used ethically?
Yeah, where's the line?
Yeah, that's the question, right?
Between automation and
Yeah.
human interaction,
Yep.
and who's ultimately responsible for making sure it doesn't
The big one.
go off the rails.
Who's in charge here?
These are big questions.
Huge questions.
And we're going to be dealing with these for a long time.
Yeah, this is just the beginning.
But their approach, at least from what we're seeing in these calls, is encouraging.
It is. They're being transparent, acknowledging the complexity.
They're acknowledging the complexities. They're promoting responsible use.
Trying to steer it in the right direction.
So it's not a perfect solution,
It's not, but it's a good start.
but it's a step
If
in the right direction.
Agreed.
Okay, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about Don's personal journey here.
Yeah, because it's not just about building a company.
Yeah, this isn't just about,
It's about finding his purpose.
building a company.
Mm-hmm.
This is about something bigger.
And that purpose is intertwined with ClearTalk's mission.
Yeah, it's like his story is woven into the fabric of this company.
Absolutely.
And you can hear it
You can hear
in
it.
these client calls.
It's not just a sales pitch.
Like, he's not
Sharing a vision.
just selling a product.
Mm.
He's
Yeah.
sharing a vision.
Big time.
There's this one part where
Yeah.
he talks about being kind of scared
Oh, yeah. He's scared of AI's power,
of AI's power.
but not in a, like, Terminator way.
Yeah, not like a
It's a real concern about how it could be used.
sci-fi Hollywood kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He feels responsible for making sure it's used for good.
Which brings us to,
Yeah.
I think, a really fascinating aspect of this.
Lay it on me.
Their approach to pricing and partnerships.
Mm-hmm. Because it's not just about making as much money as possible.
Yeah. They're not just...
They're offering all these options.
Yeah.
Pay-per-minute, subscriptions, even lifetime deals.
Trying to squeeze every last dollar.
And they want agencies to resell it, set their own prices. They're empowering people again.
Yeah, they're trying to build...
Giving the little guys a chance.
more of a movement than just a customer base.
A movement. I like that.
But here's where I think it gets kind of mind-blowing.
All right.
They're actually claiming that their AI is...
better than humans.
better than humans at certain things.
At certain tasks, yeah.
Like handling leads, scheduling, all that stuff.
And it's not just hype. They have examples of businesses seeing huge gains.
That coaching business, it stuck with me.
400%, baby.
400% conversion rate increase.
That'll get your attention.
Once they implemented ClearTalk.
It really shows you what AI can do.
Okay, but that brings up a bigger issue.
It does.
Doesn't it?
The big one.
What happens?
What happens to the humans?
To human jobs.
If AI is doing it better.
If AI starts doing it better.
The million-dollar question. And ClearTalk addresses it.
ClearTalk
Head on.
addresses it.
They say, yes, some jobs are going to be replaced.
Directly in these calls. Yeah.
But AI is going to create new opportunities as well.
They're not sugarcoating it.
It's the classic trade-off, right?
It's like, yeah, some jobs are going away.
It's always going to happen with technology.
But we think AI is going to create new opportunities.
So they're envisioning a future where AI does the boring stuff.
Right.
The repetitive tasks.
The repetitive stuff.
Freeing up humans for the more creative strategic work.
Right. So it's both exciting.
Absolutely.
And a little nerve-wracking.
Just a little scary, yeah.
Like, I don't know how.
Nobody knows how it's going to shake out.
It's all going to shake out.
But it's making us rethink what skills are going to be valuable.
Yeah.
And companies need to adapt.
Right.
Or they're going to get left behind.
Okay, back to ClearTalk.
Right.
They're kind of at the forefront.
They're leading the charge.
Of this AI revolution. But it's still early days, right?
Oh, yeah. Wild West out there.
Lots of challenges.
Tons of challenges. Big one is ensuring ethical use, like we talked about. ClearTalk seems to be taking it seriously.
Yeah.
But the potential for misuse is always there.
Right.
Especially as AI gets more and more powerful.
And then there's the whole tech side of it.
Right. This stuff isn't exactly plug and play.
It's not just...
You need to know what you're doing.
You plug it in and it works. You need specialized knowledge to make it work properly.
And that's why ClearTalk is emphasizing the prompt engineering so much.
Yeah, they recognize that the quality of the prompts is...
It's everything.
Everything.
If you got bad prompts, you're going to have bad results.
So are they just handing over this technology and saying...
They're offering training, support.
Oh, good luck.
They want their clients to succeed, to really understand how to use the prompts.
Right. And it highlights something I think we've been dancing around this whole time.
What's that?
AI is not...
It's not just about the techno.
Just about the technology.
It's about the people using it.
It's about the people who use it.
It's a tool.
Right.
Any tool is only as good as the person wielding it.
Yeah.
You could give me the best paintbrush in the world.
Wait.
But if I don't know how to paint,
you're not gonna...
I'm going to make a mess.
You need a masterpiece.
Exactly.
Right. And we see that in these...
Yeah, we see a range of comfort levels.
There's huge ranges.
Some people are tech savvy.
Knowledge and comfort levels.
Some people need a lot of hand holding.
Right.
And ClearTalk adjusts their approach accordingly.
Some people are ready to go.
And you can tell they care.
Yeah.
Like they really want to see their clients succeed.
It's that balance of expertise and enthusiasm.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
That, I think, is really...
Because in the end, AI has got to solve real problems. Create value for people.
Yeah. And that value can be...
And that value can take all sorts of forms.
Increased efficiency, lower costs, happier customers, maybe even.
Could lead to whole new products, whole new services.
That would be new products and services.
Who knows where this is going?
Yeah.
But it's exciting.
The possibilities are kind of...
It is.
Limitless.
As AI keeps evolving, we're going to see even more innovation.
Yeah.
More crazy applications.
But, like we said, the human element is key.
It always comes back to the humans, doesn't it?
Yeah, and ClearTalk's own story shows that it's often like those personal journeys,
Right.
the drive to make a difference.
With a passion.
Yeah, that shapes how technology is actually used.
And that shapes whether AI is a force for good.
And ultimately, whether it's a force or bad.
Or good or bad.
It's a huge responsibility, all of us.
Right.
As AI becomes more and more part of our lives.
So as you're listening to this, as you're considering ClearTalk,
For your own business.
don't just look at the tech specs.
Don't just think about
Look at the ethical side.
the
The
technology.
human stories.
Look at the ethical side.
Because that's where the real change happens.
Look at the human stories.
At the intersection of technology and the human experience.
Right, because those are the things that ultimately determine whether AI is a force for good or bad.
It's all connected.
Yeah, it's all connected.
Absolutely.
And that's a thought I think we should all carry with us as we move into this increasingly AI-driven world.
Absolutely. Keep exploring, keep questioning, keep learning.
That's what it's all about.
That's it.
All right, that's going to wrap up part 1 of our deep dive
Can't wait for part 2.
into ClearTalk AI. We'll be right back after a quick break.
Sounds good. Yeah, it's like his personal story is kind of baked right into this whole thing.
Yeah, and you can hear that in the client calls.
Yeah, you can.
It's not just like, here's a product, buy it.
Yeah.
It's like, this is my vision, come join me.
There's that part where he talks about being scared of AI's power.
Yeah, and it's not in a like, you know,
Yeah.
Terminator kind of way.
Right, not like the robots are going to take over.
Right, it's like a genuine, I'm worried about how this is going to be used.
He feels responsible.
Kind of fear.
Yeah. For making sure it's used ethically.
Which I think is a great segue into their
It is, yeah.
approach to pricing and partnerships, because they're not just trying to...
Right, because it's not just about the bottom line.
Yeah, they're not trying to like wring every last...
They're offering all sorts of options.
Yeah.
Pay-per-minute, subscriptions, lifetime
dollar out of
deals.
everywhere.
They want agencies to resell it, set their own prices.
They're encouraging agencies
It's all about empowerment,
to resell it.
giving the little guys a chance to make some money too.
They're building a movement, not a customer base.
I like that, building a movement. And here's where it gets really interesting. They're actually claiming that their AI is
Better than human.
better than humans at certain things.
Yeah, at certain tasks.
Like handling leads, scheduling.
Stuff that AI is actually really good at.
Right.
Way better than us.
This isn't just hype.
No, they've got the data to back it up.
They've got case studies. They've got
Real world examples
businesses that have seen
of businesses that are thriving because of this.
huge gains. I keep thinking about that.
The coaching business.
The coaching business,
400%.
400% conversion rate increase.
Mind blowing.
Once they started using ClearTalk.
It really is, though. It shows you the power of AI.
Okay, but that brings up a
Yeah.
big issue.
The big one, right?
Just
What
explain.
happens to the human jobs?
Like, what happens to human jobs when AI starts doing it better?
The $1,000,000 question.
And they address this directly.
ClearTalk does, yeah.
In the calls, they don't shy away from it.
Yeah, they're not
They're like, yep, some jobs are going to be replaced.
trying to sugarcoat anything.
But AI is going to create new ones.
Yeah, they're saying some jobs are going to be replaced, but
Right, it's a trade-off.
we think AI is going to create
Every technology does.
new opportunities, and they kind of envision this future.
So they're saying AI is going to take the boring stuff.
Yeah, where AI does all the
Repetitive, the soul-crushing,
repetitive tasks.
bringing up the humans for the creative, strategic,
Right.
high-level stuff.
It's exciting. It's an
Yeah.
exciting future.
It is.
Nerve-wracking.
But yeah, a little bit scary too.
At the same time,
Yeah.
like, I don't know how it's all going to
Nobody knows.
out.
But it makes you think about what skills are going to matter in the future,
Right.
right? Like, what do we need to learn now
It's forcing us to rethink
to stay ahead of the curve?
everything.
Because companies need to adapt, or they're going to get left in the dust.
Okay, back to ClearTalk specifically. They're obviously
They're leading the charge,
kind of leading the charge here, but
but it's still early days.
it's still the Wild West out there,
Yeah.
right? Lots of challenges.
Tons of challenges,
I mean, we talked about the whole ethical use thing.
right? Making sure it's used for good.
Right. They seem to be
ClearTalk seems to be on top of it,
taking it seriously, but
but the potential for misuse is always there,
yeah, there's always that potential for
especially as the AI gets more and more powerful.
Misuse. And then there's the whole
Mhm.
tech side of this.
Right. This stuff's complicated.
It's not like you just
It's not just plug and play.
plug it in and it works.
You need to know what you're doing.
Right. You
Yeah.
need specialized knowledge to make it work effectively.
And that's why they're putting so much emphasis on the prompt engineering,
Right. And that's why.
because they understand that's what makes the AI work.
Yeah. They're really emphasizing that
Good prompts, good results.
because it's so important.
Bad prompts, bad results.
Right. So are they just like
No, they're not just handing it over and saying good luck.
handing over this technology and being like,
They're offering training, support. They want you to succeed.
good luck, figure it out?
They want their clients to master this stuff.
Okay. So it kind of brings up this point. I think
Okay.
we've been dancing around.
Yeah, what's that?
This whole time,
Mhm.
AI isn't just about
Right, it's not just about the tech.
just technology.
It's about the people using it.
It's about the people who are actually using it.
It's a tool.
It's like any other
And like any tool, it's only as good as the person wielding it.
tool, right?
I can give you a Stradivarius violin,
Yeah, you could give me.
but if you don't know how to play,
And the most high-tech,
you're going to sound terrible.
amazing paintbrush, but I can't
Ugh.
paint.
Right.
I'm not going to create a masterpiece.
You're going to make a mess.
Right, and we see that.
And we see a range of comfort levels in these calls.
In these calls, there's such a range of
Right. Some people are tech savvy. They get it.
knowledge,
Some people need a lot of hand holding,
10 comfort levels
and ClearTalk adjusts.
with AI recording.
Some people are like,
Yeah, and you can tell they really care.
I'm ready to go.
Like they really want their clients to succeed.
And some people are like,
It's a good balance of expertise and enthusiasm.
I need a little more.
Hand-holding.
Because AI, it's got to solve real world problems,
And it's that
create value for people.
balance of expertise.
That's what it's all about.
And like genuine enthusiasm that I think is
Yeah.
really compelling.
Yeah. And that value can take so many different forms. Increased efficiency, lower cost,
And that value can be
happier customers.
increased efficiency, lower costs, happier customers.
It could even lead to whole new products and services.
Maybe even entirely new products and services.
The possibilities are kind of endless.
Yeah, the possibilities are kind of limitless.
As AI keeps evolving, we're going to see even more crazy applications.
Right, but like you said,
Mhm.
the human element is
Right. It all comes back to the human,
what's it?
doesn't it?
Right, and ClearTalk's story
Uh.
really shows that it's often those personal journeys, the drive to make a difference,
The passion projects, the
Yeah.
people that really want to make a difference.
that actually shape how technology is used.
It's about more than just the tech.
Yeah,
It's about the heart behind it.
and ultimate.
And that shapes whether AI is a force for good
Whether it's a force
or bad.
for good or bad in the world,
Right. It's a huge responsibility we all share
it's a huge responsibility
as AI becomes more integrated into our lives.
as we move into this world
Mhm.
of AI.
So for you listening out there, as you consider AI for your business,
Right.
don't just look at the tech specs.
So as you're considering ClearTalk
Think about the ethics, the human stories, the bigger picture,
for your business,
because that's where the real change happens.
just think about that.
At the intersection of technology and the
Yeah.
human experience.
Technology,
But it's
think
both.
about the ethics, think about the human stories behind it.
Absolutely.
Because those are the things that ultimately
Yeah,
determine whether it's a force for good or bad.
for sure.
Yeah, and that's something I think we need to all carry with us
Worth thinking about.
as we go forward.
Absolutely.
You know, throughout this whole deep dive into ClearTalk AI, I've been thinking about
Oh, yeah.
what's been on your mind.
We've talked about the tech, the ethics,
Yeah.
what this could mean for jobs.
Right. Big stuff.
But there's this other question that keeps coming back to me.
Okay, I'm listening.
As AI gets more and more sophisticated,
Mm-hmm.
will there be a point where people actually prefer
Oh, wow.
interacting with AI?
Over a human.
Yeah.
Over a human.
Now that is a question, gets right to the heart of it.
Think about it. AI can handle your request quickly, efficiently.
Yeah.
Never gets tired.
Never grumpy.
Never grumpy.
Never puts you on hold.
Always available.
Always has the right answer.
Doesn't get annoyed when you ask the same question.
Right. Perfect employee, almost.
Yeah.
But can it really understand us, though? Like, really get us?
Right. Can it offer empathy?
Yeah.
Or is it always going to be just a simulation?
Because that's what makes us human, isn't it?
No matter how good.
That connection. Yeah, those shared experiences.
Right. And yet we're already seeing people forming bonds with these AI companions.
It's true. People rely on them for support, for companionship.
Yeah.
And as AI gets better at understanding us, reading our emotions,
Yeah.
that line's just going to get blurrier and blurrier.
It really makes you wonder what the future holds.
Because it's exciting and scary at the same time.
Yeah, like on the one hand, I love the idea of AI helping us with all this stuff.
Sure, who wouldn't want an assistant that can do anything?
Yeah, but
Right.
there's also that fear of losing something
Right.
essential
Yeah, something uniquely human.
that makes us human.
It's like any powerful technology.
Right.
Fire, right?
Right.
It can warm your house or burn it down.
Right.
AI can free us from drudgery or it can isolate us.
Right.
The choices we make will determine which path we take.
Yeah, this whole deep dive into ClearTalk has really
Yeah, it's been a journey for sure.
made me think about the future of work, the role of technology,
Where do we fit in with all this?
the ethical questions.
The big questions.
Yeah, the ethical questions that we just can't ignore.
And I think ClearTalk is trying to answer those questions.
Yeah.
At least from what we see in these calls.
Yeah, they're trying to position themselves
Yeah, they're not just selling a product.
in this new world.
They're trying to shape the whole conversation around AI.
Right, and they're doing it by
Steering it in a direction that benefits everyone.
highlighting those human stories,
Mm.
those personal journeys.
The drive to make a difference.
Right, it's a reminder that even with all this AI stuff,
Yeah.
it's still the human element that matter.
In the end, it's about us, isn't it?
So for anyone listening out there,
Mm-hmm.
as you're navigating this crazy new world,
Don't be afraid to ask the tough questions.
don't be afraid to ask.
Challenge the assumptions.
It's a tough question.
Think for yourself
Think critically about
and consider the consequences.
what all this means.
Because the choices we make today will shape the future, not just for AI,
Yeah, because the choices
but for all of us.
we make today
So that's the real takeaway here.
will shape the future.
Mm-hmm.
Not just for AI,
For
for
humanity.
humanity.
That's worth pondering, isn't it?
That's definitely something worth thinking about.
Keep learning, keep questioning.
So that wraps up our deep dive into ClearTalk AI.
It's been a wild ride.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, stay curious out there.